The headlines tonight: fist-headed man destroys church, car drives past window in town, and Leicester man wins right to eat sister. Now fact me till I fart. Coming up as stories in the programme, peace talks collapse as Serbs strap 400 monkeys to the back of Owen's Volvo.
That does make it harder to reverse.
And leave us alone, say men from Saturn.
We want to go about our daily routines as far as is at all possible.
Buckingham Palace has announced that over 40 members of royal staff have been destroyed to save money. The 43 workers learned of their fate after church on Sunday. They met the Queen and were told they would be slaughtered with scythes. That evening, they were herded into a Sandringham attic and culled in less than 10 minutes. It's not known who conducted the killings, but Princess Margaret is believed to have been involved. She was overheard yesterday saying, "You should have seen the looks on their faces. I laughed and laughed and laughed." Conditions on board the train stuck on the line for 2 days in Hampshire have deteriorated dramatically. There are fears now for the lives and sanity of those on board. Ted Moore has that story reporting.
At first, the concern was for the commuters, stuck on a train because a signal got jammed by a dead bird. But when Farmer Peter Yates took them sandwiches this afternoon, the situation changed dramatically. 2 commuters jumped him like raptors and threw him aboard. 20 minutes later, he managed to get off the train and tried to escape, but was lassoed by a man with a rope and pulped. Just over an hour after that, a naked Mr. Yates appeared briefly for the last time, trying to haul himself out of a window, but it was a naff effort. Most ominously this evening, the commuters were seen struggling with a sack containing an object that was obviously as heavy as a human body, and then throwing some kind of weird ritual.
Many here fear the worst, that Mr. Yates has been killed and sacrificed by a group of ordinary men and women who less than 2 days ago were content to sit opposite each other in silence, yet today beat their chests and yell like savages. Moments ago, we intercepted the sound of the guard trying to radio for help.
Get these people! There's a woman!
Time now for sport with Alan Partridge. Alan, got to say that soccer commentary was brilliant last night.
Thank you.
It really was. I mean, I'm not very interested in soccer, but I was totally absorbed and entertained by the whole thing. Great. Tell you what, take a bit of extra time if you want. Do as much as you like on this. I'll be enjoying this too.
Tonight, we are going to look at self-defence.
Brilliant.
Now, self-defence is no longer the preserve of hard men like Charles Bronson and Lee Marvin. More and more these days, we all need to know how to get a bit handy. Anyone who's been on public transport late at night will know that there are a lot of disturbed individuals out there. 1 minute they may be babbling incoherently, the next they could be going for your person. What do? Well, this week is National Self-Defence Week, so who better to tell us than one of Britain's best-loved judo fighting people, Commonwealth silver medalist Adam Neils. Adam.
Hi.
Now, self-defence is not simply about punching someone repeatedly in the face till they're unconscious, is it?
No, it's exactly what it says. It's defending yourself, self-defence with the minimum of force.
Weaponry?
No, just your body, that's all.
Snooker ball in a sock?
No, we teach people how to deal with that, but...
What do you call those things with 2 sticks with a chain between them?
Nunchaka.
Yeah, I like those. Now, can we actually see some of the basics? Can you sort of talk me through the basics?
OK, Tanya, if you...
Basics of self-defence.
Right, well, we teach people to deal with anything from a sort of general invasion of body space through to a specific act of aggression.
Right, so if I was to go like this... Wait, no! Oh! I can't breathe.
So she's now wrested control away from you.
I cannot breathe.
Sorry, OK, that's good. She's wrested control away from you and has overcome you. The aggression's been turned against you.
What happens if someone attacks you from behind?
Right, if you were to attack me from...
No.
Right, I throw you, I could use an elbow block against you, or I could shock you, immobilise you with just twisting the skin, something...
Get off! Chris.
The American car company General Motors have today announced a cut in their workforce at their plant in Detroit. Our economics correspondent, Peter O'Hanrahan, is there at the moment. Peter, what's going on?
Chris, it's a mass redundancy measure. It's the biggest layoff in American industrial history. 35,000 jobs in one fell swoop. Gone.
35,000?
Yes.
Peter, there's only 25,000 people at the plant.
That's right, Chris. Mass redundancy on an unprecedented scale.
Well, would you mind telling me how the plant can function on minus 10,000 workers?
I don't know, Chris. You tell me.
I'll tell you what, Peter, you mean 3,500 workers have been sacked?
No, 35,000. It's all here.
Let me see what you've got down there.
It's 3,500. You're
Peter,
right.
I
made a mistake.
want to see it. I don't want to hear anything more out of your mouth. I don't believe it. Now, show me your notes.
No.
Yes.
It's 3,500.
Show me. I don't believe what you're saying. I just want to see the numbers. Now, hold them up. Hold them up and keep them up. And rotate them 180 degrees in my favour. Do it. Peter, what's that?
I don't have a monitor, Chris. I can't see what you're doing.
You know what I'm talking about. It's just above your right eye. Yes.
A cobweb?
And how's a cobweb going to dig you out of your numerical mess?
I don't know.
Peter, you're lying in a news grave. Do you know what's written on your headstone?
News.
Peter, thank you. Peter O'Hanrahan, live in Detroit.
What is a gay?
Now back to the stuck train, where one of the commuters, now no more than a bunch of wild savages, has given himself up. Here's Ted Maul.
All afternoon, aggressive volleys of rubbish thwarted attempts to get the train moving again. Barricaded into his engine, the driver has constantly to defend himself with tools. Then, in a rare lull, perhaps the commuters were sleeping or praying to some new god, one of them left the train. Gerard Hort, a civil aviation engineer, had broken free from the train of hell, but it had left its mark. The man was in no state to give an interview, but it was possible to extract the following information. The commuters are split into two factions, one led by a woman believed to be an insurance broker from Staines. They wear blue ink on their heads, and a smaller group who worship fire. They rallied round a grease monkey from Acton.
With the signal here still jammed by the dead bird, there's only one hope now, that a police marksman can shoot it out, giving the driver a slim chance of making it to Liverpool Street before he's torn to pieces.
Time for travel now from Valerie Sinatra in the travel pod a mile above the centre of Great Britain. Valerie, tell me about everything.
Well, I don't know about everything, Chris, but...
I could teach you.
I do know that it's best to avoid the A1M this evening south of Newcastle. There's a crash that's been going on for several weeks, and so far it's involved 9,000 vehicles, so that's really Deathsville. Good news, however, for travellers on the M25. Workers have finished cobbling that, so that's great. The M6, however, in Liverpool is still at a standstill. That's due to the mad cow hanging from a bridge. The M50 is clogged up again. That's not my fault. And the M11 is slow between junctions 5 and 6 due to some police escorting some birds to the coast. That's about it, really.
I don't know, it looks like a Robertson's factory down there.
Sorry?
All the jam.
That's right. Golly.
Gay Desk now from Colin Popshed.
Thanks, Chris. Quick roundup of today's gayness now, starting with the roads. The M70, the A3, the B664 and the A48M, they're all gay as from midnight tonight. The gay elements are potassium, zinc, hydrogen, copper and argon. Quick look at the world's walls. The Wailing Wall is gay, Hadrian's Wall is very gay, the Great Wall of China, that's not gay, and the Old London Wall has also stopped being gay. Gay cars next. They're the same as last night. All Volkswagens registered between 1982 and 1985. They stay gay for another fortnight. And finally, the gay seas are the Caspian and the Mediterranean. So, see you there. Chris.
Thanks, Colin. He's not gay, by the way. We wouldn't employ a homosexual. Offices. We all know what they're like.
Can I borrow a stapler, please?
But many are now undergoing radical restructuring through the work of Lester Beck of Events International. His latest project was on the offices and people of Klubrox Pharmaceuticals in Windsor.
Yeah, we can, as much as you want, Harry.
Anthony Pon is Klubrox's office manager. He and his sales staff are about to become part of a unique experiment in management training.
It was about Thursday, wasn't it?
An experiment they shall never forget, and from which one of them will never physically recover.
So what we must do is construct a raft, and onto the raft we will put ourselves.
Lester Beck is the author of a radical management system known as disassemblage. The disassemblage procedure relies on dismantling each employee's emotional makeup and then reassembling it in a different order.
What are we? Are we human? Are we fully human? Or are we not human? What does it mean to be not human? We need to be human. So, let's get it into the present, huh? Let's kick some ass into life.
The team convene at 6 a.m. of the first day and are immediately disassembled.
You know that you often say instead of speaking? Did you know that?
No.
Does everyone else notice this about Anthony?
Yes.
Therefore, every time you say we're going to remind you that you're saying by going as well, okay? Don't take it personal.
I'm the office. I'm the office manager. I'm responsible for the run. I'm the office manager. Yeah, all right. Stop it. Stop it.
Good. I want you to give Christine a gift, and the gift you're going to give Christine is the gift of the truth of who she is to you. John.
You dress like an old lady and you've got a stupid face.
Good. Hit Christine. Christine, say thank you.
Thank you.
Good. Lisa.
You're hairy and you're lonely and you've got a...
Just two will do, Lisa.
Well, you're hairy and you're lonely.
Hit Christine. Good. Anthony.
You've got no sense of humour and you're always there.
Christine, hit Anthony.
Oh.
Good. Good.
Beck takes the team out into the field to test purchasing techniques.
Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to buy a newspaper, okay? And this is where we're going to get what we want. John.
Hey, hello, my name's John. I'd like a Today newspaper, please. It's 2025, yep. He's got the right change.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Good, John. Anthony.
Lester, can I just ask, are we, is it...
Buy a paper, Anthony.
One thing, though.
Buy a paper.
Can I don't know, because I've already bought one, you see. I don't know whether I should buy the same one or...
That's not important for the exercise.
Can I have a... Please stop it.
Come on, Anthony, buy a paper. Come on. Okay, buy some candy, I don't care.
I don't go on. That's all. I got the mirror. I got it. I got the mirror.
Coming up, Clinton welcomed home after machine gunning 400 buffalo. And the siege on the stuck train has ended. A police marksman shot the dead bird out of the signal at 7 o'clock this evening. And the train, which had been stuck on the line for 57 hours, full of commuters going berserk, pulled off in a cloud of burnt diesel. By the time they arrived in London, most of the commuters had put their clothes back on and wiped off the blood. More cuts in the NHS have been announced today. Here with a resume of its 30-year decline, Fiona Harlem.
Few people would deny that, were it one of its own patients, the NHS would be on the critical list. What was once the healthy, bouncing boy child of Ernest Bevan is now barely more than a disease-racked, breathless corpse. But why? In 1979, funding for the NHS stood at over £10 billion. But by the late 80s, government cuts left the service with 37% less cash. So that's only 3% in real terms. So what in the end will happen to this? Chris.
Thank you, Fina. I'm joined now by the Junior Minister of Health in our one-to-one discussion area, Matthew Crean. Now, Mr. Crean, you've taken the money out of the NHS. You're the man responsible here. What do you say?
I want to say I want to discuss this report.
Well, let's not discuss this report. Let's discuss the figures.
No, we have to discuss the report because this report is a tissue of lies. It is,
Hang on a
usual.
second. Let's just stick to the figures, shall we? You're destroying the lives of patients. What do you say about that?
No, I want to stick to this report. This report is a tissue of lies. It's completely jaundiced.
What are you saying? Lies?
Absolute lies. It's nonsense from beginning to end.
How dare you say this?
I think this report is a perfect example of tabloid television at its very
to listen to this. I'm not having any more of this. I didn't come here for this this evening. I certainly didn't want to talk to people like you. Now, don't ever come back again. I really don't have any of this. Fucking what bastard. Anyway, I'm going home now. I'm off. I'm never coming back.
The Day Today. Bagpiping fact into news.
Environation from me, Rosie May. The war raging between two nations of crabs in the Bay of Biscay has claimed more human lives. Last night, a Portuguese trawler was dragged underwater by the turbulence of a massive battle between over 400 million crabs fighting for territory on the ocean floor. Blinking. In England, over 700 million hours a year are spent blinking. That's why a Leeds firm has built a special light which switches itself off for the duration of each blink. The device is also triggered by other activities which don't require light, such as sleeping and grieving. I'm Rosie May and the world is at my teat.
Staying now with the world, but it's the human world this time, which is around the animal world and sometimes on top of it, making a politics and events rather than environment stuff. With the day-to-day international news roundup.
Moscow. Hello, Chris. Here in Moscow, it's Russia's chronic nuclear waste problem that's dominating the news live this hour. The latest plan is to hand out small parcels of plutonium waste to school children. Nuclear experts visit schools and the children are taught songs celebrating the efficiency of atomic power. At the end of the day, the children queue up for their plutonium, which comes in a bag bearing the instruction, take this home and deal with it.
Tokyo.
Thanking you live from Tokyo, where it's 3:30 in the morning. That's -7 in New Japanese time.
In just 7 hours, the first of 30 full-size duplicate Japans will be switched on, and all clocks will be reset to 00000. The new Japans have been 3 years in construction, involving perfect replication of cities and people and children. The raft of new countries, which extends over 5,000 miles into the Pacific, has been hidden until now, but was spotted yesterday from an airplane. Japan has so far refused to comment.
Rome! Live thanks from Rome, where the two French boys who hacked into the Vatican computers and changed Catholic doctrine are still being held by cardinals in Assisi.
In a sensational development today, a video showing Stefan and Jed Madro, bruised but alive, was broadcast on Italian television with Vatican approval.
On est très bien traité par l'Église catholique. On ne fera plus de computer hacking.
The boys were snatched from the street 2 days ago and held in a turret after admitting they had tapped into the new Vatican Theology Bank, a computer which contains the full doctrine and law of the Catholic Church. The Vatican realized the computer had been tampered with when they discovered Jesus had died of food poisoning, aged 19, and Lou Reed had been canonized as a saint.
And that's the way the world is today from Rome.
From Tokyo.
And from Moscow.
Goodbye.
Chris.
Wrong, all of you, because Collaterally Sisters is doing the business, not me.
Thanks, Chris. And there was a big whoop of dismay in the city today, Chris, when Troublefinch Dusky Holdings chopped off an eighth at 2.4 after a disappointing gutter surge tomorrow. Chris. The Central Numerical Council issued the new 7 today. It'll be 3 kilos heavier than the old 7 and made of glass. Chris. Collaterally Sisters. SPAC Handy Chop Tubes up 2.4, but let's see how the pound fared today with a quick look at the currency Susan. And as you can see, it started off the day quite healthily as a medium Susan, while the yen surged to a quite attractive, popular Susan by close of trading, with the mark resting on a plain, dumpy Susan with bad ears. Chris. Summary. Business. Chris.
Your complaints.
This is my complaint, right? TV is the most unkinning, unhappening, unsucceeded piece of sheet in the hood right now. You gotta get it. Totally discount you. More in the area, see, I'm talking. More ragga, more boggle, more death metal and Belgian house. You hear me? Let's get TV banging, mud the far cuss.
When I drive my car, I am not driving, I am participating in a conspiracy called traffic. I will walk.
Time now for the weather from Sylvester Stewart on the Weather Pinball.
Starting tonight in the southwest, where it should rain in drops the size of a wrestler, but fortunately, most of the rain, they're not quite reaching the ground. On now to Scotland and the north of England. Quite warm, about the temperature of a cow. However, a very stupid area of low pressure moving in from the Midlands will bring some heavy breezes later on, a bit like the first rush of euphoria induced by a large dose of heroin. On to the northeast. There'll be some heavy thunder there, about as loud as a woman. So the summary then? Cool showers wet, cool showers wet, cool showers wet, cool showers wet, cool showers wet.
Time now for Alan Partridge. Got some sport for us?
Certainly have, Chris.
Great.
And just some late-night soccer results. Here they are for Division 2. Sheffield Bonanza 1, Dynamo Aberdare 4. Manchester Coherent 2, Gilmorel 2. And the Scottish Division 1 game between Taste of Dunfermline and Strathcarnage cannot be stopped. Good night.
Your complaints.
This is my complaint, right? TV is the most unkinking, unhappening, unsus piece of sheet in the hood right now.
Look at the lens, please.
Oh, sorry. You got to get it. Totally discount you. More in the area, see? I'm talking more rugger, more boogle, more death, mental and...
Death metal.
Well, death metal and Belgian house. You hear me? Let's get TV banging, mud the far cuss.
And look at the camera again and nod your head as you say that.
So, mud the far cuss.
And say that again once more into the camera, the last bit.
Mud the far cuss.
Thank you, sir. Back now to the day-to-day documentary on the efforts of Lester Beck to revamp the people and offices of Klubirox Chemicals in Windsor.
Okay, let's make the
Day 3, and Lester Beck places a powerful new variable in the office environment.
If we released a live pig into the office, how would you be able to cope? Lisa.
What, the pig that's our anger?
Within us.
No, pig. A real pig. What would happen? Would you be able to cope? Let's see. Okay, please release the pig. Release the pig, please.
Oh,
Thank
no,
you.
it's a pig.
Okay,
It's
this
a
is
pig.
Snorkel. Say hello to Snorkel the pig. Get involved with the pig.
Who allowed you to
Get involved with the
in my...
pig. It's standard practice in Events International to intertextualize
This is
with a
my
pig.
office. This is my office. Get this pig.
Get a knife.
Get this.
Get a knife. Let's kill it.
Stop it.
Get a knife or something.
This is my office. You have...
I think, will you, Anthony,
Listen to
shush, because it might drop
Stop
his baby.
shouting.
He might have a
please.
baby.
It will if you keep shouting.
Listen to
Just
Christine.
let's
She's
put some
speaking
paper-
sense
and
here.
you stop shouting, and please, can we just let's just put some paper down and keep it happy.
Right.
Come on now.
Come on, pig.
Good, Christine.
We've got an apple. Give it.
Lisa, get up.
You just sit on that, and I get some water.
Hello,
hello. See, the pig doesn't care about you, but you care about the pig. This is your problem.
Can you get to my desk, please?
Yes, hello. We're a bit tied up at the moment. Can you wait?
Tell him about the pig.
We've got we got something happening. Sorry, I'm so sorry. We've got a pig in the office. A pig. Yes, it is a real one.
Please continue that conversation.
Meanwhile, in training sessions, one employee, John Histons, questions Beck's techniques.
Let me ask you a question. When you go to the toilet, do you have an Armitage Shanks interface defecation scenario, or do you just have a shit?
Mummy's gone, and you want to cry like a baby.
You.
That's good, John. Help him onto the carpet.
Down you come.
Now, John, I want you to imagine that the carpet is your mother. Beat up on your mom who left you.
Go on. Get it out, John. Go on.
Go on, hit it.
Hit it, John. Don't cheat on yourself.
Imagine it's your mother. Go on.
It's your mother.
Where did you go?
Kick it. Go and kick it as well.
She left you, John. She didn't understand that you were suffering, and it's taken you 25 years to get over it. But you're doing it now, John. That's good.
Just
beat up on the carpet.
Go on, John. Don't give up.
She's taken all the best years of my life.
Christine, don't get too excited.
OK, let's look at next week, please.
3 months later, the office at Kluberox has been rationalised.
Can you tell them to ring back in 5, please? And the Egham account. Can
I'll
you
do it on the same day as coffee.
Excellent.
No problem.
Good.
No problem.
Lisa, now, the dry calling in the Windsor area was very weak last week. If you could really push it next week, that would be excellent, OK?
Yes, I can.
Brilliant, that's all.
For John Histons, the training course was his last memory of the company. He left shortly after it to follow a new direction.
A lot of people are very surprised, you know, that I ended up in the butcher's. But the office, well, it wasn't really me, you know. But here, you know, I know I've got exactly what to do. I like meat. I like working with meat. I'm happy with it. In a way, I respect it more than people.
And if you were to see Lester Beck again, how would you react?
I'd probably stab him with this knife, yeah.
The Day Today. News Felch.
And just time for a quick look at tomorrow's... The Independent, Bank of England recovers from swollen chairman unusualness. The Telegraph go with Simon Rattle lost in Cress. The Daily Mail, pretty keen on Lassoed Bat wins Booker. They devote 4 pages to that. The Daily Mirror, rather upset. Fleetwood Mac buried in dog avalanche. And today, ride with old woman killed by little glass planet. It's a story there by Andrew Penman. Due to a printing error, tomorrow's Guardian is full of water. That's it. That's the day today, on the day the world learned that Cliff Richard is pregnant. Good night.